oh, maybe I shouldn't open it. You can stop your judgment. I am embarrassed to admit. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I'd make a what's on my phone. I've seen a couple of these recently, and I thought it might be relatively entertaining to make. Also for you to watch. It also might be quite useful because I have a bunch of apps relating to education, travel, lifestyle that come in quite handy to me in moments of dire need, and I thought, I'd share them with you through this video. So without further ado, I'm logging into my phone now. So this is my homepage. You can stop your judgment that the fact that I have folders. The reason I have these is plainly because I was dragging an app across to move it one day, and I accidentally, did this where you sort of hover it over and it created a folder. And then ever since then I've had this navigation folder which doesn't even have a lot to do with navigation, but I kept it and made a couple more. So anyway, looking in this folder now, I have the standard default iPhone maps, as well as the Google Maps. They both come in handy when I'm trying to navigate myself to town or across the country somewhere. Bus timings, train timings, they're quite in sync with these apps. I also have the clock app. I personally use the bedtime feature. I know that it doesn't seem to wake a lot of people up in terms of the music's very mellow, and people who are heavy sleepers can often just sleep through it, but I find it perfect for me personally. I also use the world clock because I have friends across the world and family, so it's useful to sort of see different time zones. Then I have all these default sort of calculator, reminders, blah blah blah. My calendar is actually synced to my university calendar, which is incredibly useful because it's also synced to my computer. So anytime I need to check my timetable, it's on me. Then we have this Find Friends app. So I don't really use this anymore, but I have a different one I used to stalk people now. But basically it's an app that you can use to locate your friends and family, and it's a bit like Snap Maps but a bit more precise, I think. But yeah, I don't really use that one anymore. Honestly, whose idea was it to develop the Stocks app for iPhone? As in to make it a default app in all iPhones, because honestly, apart from my one friend who studies economics, I don't know a single person who's used this app. It's a waste of space. Can you even delete it? I think you can delete it now, but the OG iPhones where you couldn't delete any of these apps, that just came with the phone. iTunes Store, don't really need it. So my social folder, I am not as active on Twitter now as I used to be, which is probably why they keep emailing me. I use Facebook a lot more now at university because it's a lot more student friendly. I probably use Facebook more this year in terms of communicating with people and Messenger than I have in the last 5 years. Instagram's probably my go-to. Snapchat drains my battery, my poor battery, which is needing replacement anyway. So I try to stay away from that when I'm not home. Skype I used to use it to group video chat my friends, but of course group FaceTime's a thing now. Flickr, I used to do quite a lot of photography, so that was for that. LinkedIn, that's good for my professional sort of networking. WhatsApp's my go-to for instant messaging. I know a lot of people at uni don't use WhatsApp or find that it's sort of old to them, and I'm just baffled by that concept because WhatsApp's the easiest to use. I don't know. Obviously all of these ones, blah blah blah. Then we have Dropbox, obviously good online storage. We know how I love my cloud. We've got Gmail with many unread emails. I'm terrible at reading emails that are in accounts that aren't my main ones. Duolingo, love this app. I think it's still ranked the highest in education. I'm not sure. I use it to practice, as you can see, my French. Quite a lot of progress in French actually. Obviously I studied French to quite a high level, so I use it just for practice. I also have attempted many other languages, couldn't tell you a word out of probably most of them, apart from perhaps Portuguese and High Valyrian, believe it or not, which is obviously from Game of Thrones. Speed test, right, this app is perfect for my current residence because our internet speed is it fluctuates so much and it's so unreliable. Let's see the speed we're getting right now. It's quite good for download. Oh, spoke too soon. But yeah, like sometimes this will be 300, sometimes it will be 7. Then I have Word, useful to open my notes with, that might be saved in the cloud. Then obviously I have the heart rate app. So if I'm ever feeling particularly anxious or I feel like my heart rate may be elevated, it's good to have it on my phone to just sort of check it. I have 2 YouTube apps, so I have this one here, then I also have that one. So the story behind this is, the first one's just your standard YouTube app, and the second one's a shortcut to YouTube opened on Safari, which is like the internet browser. OG users of the iPhone will remember you used to be able to open up a song or a video and then close the app and then swipe up and let it play. But that's not a thing anymore. Then I have Google Drive, again similar to Dropbox. Also got my Vodafone, so this is my app for my phone network. I have Fitbit. We won't open this one because I can tell you now I haven't even got my Fitbit on right now, although I seem to have the tan line for it. It probably died about a week ago and I haven't bothered charging it, unfortunately. And then I have Google Translate, again good for just if I'm traveling or if I'm just curious. Sometimes I hear something on a TV show. Then I've got the QR reader, so that's good for checking in-store prices if something isn't clearly labeled or if there's a sale, and also just it's good to have a barcode reader on your phone. Then I've got Shazam, really good for if you hear something in the shopping center or in a shop, a piece of music, and you really you feel like you've heard it or you really like it and you want to find out what it is. Shazam. Snapchat music often freezes my phone, so I don't really do that whole hold down thing. And Siri sometimes takes too long, but that could just be my phone. Then I've got the Akinator app, so it's this genie app which guesses the personality or the celebrity that you're thinking of. Sometimes it doesn't even have to be a celebrity, but yeah, definitely check that out. There is a free version online that you can use, and if you like it, it's available for purchase. Then I've got the Guitar Tuner app, so this is when I was teaching myself guitar. Comes in handy to tune your guitar at home, especially considering I'd never touched a guitar before, so it was quite handy. Then I've got Guitar Tabs, so this is for quick tabs that you can just play, or chords that it teaches you for chart songs and pop songs. 7-minute workout, notifies me every day, might have even notified me now, okay it didn't, about doing a quick workout at 9 PM, but to be fair I haven't used this app in quite a while, but it is a good one for some regular daily low-key exercise. I say low-key, it's actually quite intense. I am embarrassed to admit that I couldn't finish one the first time I did it. Then I've got the Santander app, so that's just my bank app. Then I've got one of my university apps over here. Then I've got the Circuit Laundry app, so that's most universities in the UK now use this online system to pay for laundry, so that's what that's for. Then I've got OneDrive. All my notes are backed up to OneDrive. Out of all my storages, so Dropbox Drive, OneDrive, I have the most amount of storage space on this one. Life 360 is my updated stalking technique. So you know the other app I showed you, Find My Friends, this is sort of a different version of that, where you can create circles with your friends and see where they are. So it's not, in all seriousness, I don't actually use this to stalk people. It's sort of, if my friend's gone to the library and we plan to meet up at a cafe, I can just see where they are. And you can turn off your location. It's not 100% 24/7. Bose Connect, so that's for my wireless earphones. That was my birthday present last year. Then I've got the EasyJet app, Bay. So this app is really useful for online check-in and storing your boarding pass, because you can't actually, for EasyJet and a lot of other airlines, you can't always show them a PDF of your boarding ticket or your boarding pass, because they're not able to scan it very well. So this app bypasses that and bypasses having to have a paper ticket. Then I've got the Amazon app, obviously, and don't need to say anything more about that. Netflix is amazing for when I'm alone in the flat like I am now and I'm deprived of social interaction. I watch a lot of Netflix. I'm quite a TV series person, so I will like binge watch an entire season of something and then sort of put it on pause. Then I have iMovie. I'm pretty sure it came with the phone. It's quite sophisticated for a phone movie editor, I will say. MyFitnessPal, this is for when I actually made an effort to track my calories and all that jazz. Now, if you don't know about HQ Trivia, it's this app where they, I think twice a day, they do this quiz around your country where you answer questions, and if you answer all 12 questions correctly, you win a sum of money, like actual money, so that's pretty cool. Then I have this photography folder. It just sort of has Insta Editor, Snapseed, and 2 versions of Collage. Then I have the app of the tuition agency I work for. Then I have WeTransfer. So this is basically really useful for when you want to transfer between devices, because large video files, especially like HD 4K ones, you can't email them, you can't like WhatsApp web them to yourself. So WeTransfer, Drive, all these things are really good for that, especially if you're sending it to a friend and you don't want the hassle of like generating a share link on Drive. WeCollect and WeTransfer is really good. UniDays, so that's quite a good app for college students, uni students. Canvas Student, so that's another one of my university apps specific to this uni. Stowcard, so this is good for, maybe I shouldn't open it. It's good for storing cards and loyalty cards and gift cards that are not recognized by Apple's wallet, because I know a couple of places like WH Smith's, I think, they have specific cards that aren't really recognized by the iPhone wallet, so this app recognizes them perfectly, and then you don't have to carry around so many cards in your wallet all the time. So Brighton and Hove buses, gotta love public transport, so yeah, that's incredibly useful. Anki, so that's actually, Anki is a platform where you can create flashcards. It's a lot like Quizlet or Tiny Cards. I will say that the desktop version of Anki is very useful. The iOS version I don't use as much, because I tended to use a lot more of an app called Tiny Cards, because it forces you to be a lot more concise and specific. So yeah, Tutorful, that's just another tuition thing. Just Eat. Do I need to say any more? Domino's, again, do I need to say any more? I didn't order as much as some of my other friends did last semester, but I had my fair share of nights where I just, went for a Turkish or just went for a Domino's at home. So this A-Home app is for controlling some of the smart home devices that I have at my parents' home. So that includes turning the lights on and off, dimming and changing the colors of them, that sort of thing. Ring, again, it's our doorbell at home. My Airtel app, so that's just the phone network that I was on when I visited India earlier this year. PUBG, I've never played this game properly, but some of my friends and one of my cousins in particular is obsessed with it, and was like, you've got to download this app, we can play online together. Never really opened it. Then I have the second YouTube app, so the one I talked about. Then I have Bitmoji, so I do have a Bitmoji that unfortunately looks very little like me, but what can we do? IP Pro, so that's our CCTV camera app that we have at home. Timer, so this app I got when I was doing a very extensive experiment during second year A-level, which involved needing separate timers for various chemicals, sugars in this case. So instead of the hassle of like turning this one on and that one, we decided to get this app on my phone where I could just have them all in a list, and then I could start this one, and then when 45 seconds have passed or something, I could start that one, and then I have separate running timers, and it was just really handy, life-saving app, honestly. So it's called Timer Plus. I'm pretty sure it's still available, but if not, let me know in the comments. So then I have the eBay app. I have Outlook for my university email. I have this folder for music, which is basically mostly streaming services. I have the Calm app, which admittedly I haven't used as much as I should have, to sort of help with meditation and stuff. I also used a different one, I don't remember what it was called. I have a spending app to track my university expenses. Ludo King, if you're Indian, you probably know of a game called Ludo. It's a board game. Had a lot of fun playing it. And while I was in India recently, me and my cousins downloaded this app so we could sort of play online with each other, which is quite handy. And I have the Trainline app, very useful for travel. Used it just a couple of days ago to plan a trip to the airport. Then I have the YouTube Studio app, so that's very handy for just a quick overview on analytics and real-time views and stuff. And that's probably it for my iPhone. There's nothing else really special. I hope you found this video enjoyable and perhaps maybe even useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Share this video with your friends. Please subscribe to my channel for more. I am a very new channel. Your subscribe button pressing means a great deal to me, and I will see you next time.